Good afternoon, everyone, and on this hot, sweltering July Sunday afternoon, welcome along to the last race before the Formula One summer break. It is the Hungarian Grand Prix, round 12 of 21 races in 2018, 70 laps ahead of us. So here's how the starting grid looks then. A 54th front row lockout for Mercedes-Benz. Hamilton ahead of Valtteri Bottas on the front row for the 6th time this season. Sebastian Vettel out-qualified by Kimi Raikkonen for the first time since Australia. Raikkonen starts third for the 4th successive race. Carlos Sainz equals his best ever qualifying. He's 5th alongside Pierre Gasly for Toro Rosso. His teammate Brendan Hartley is 8th, and Max Verstappen, the lead Red Bull this weekend, sandwiched in between. The two Hasses are together once again. Kevin Magnussen starts 9th, Romain Grosjean starts 10th, and Fernando Alonso on his birthday has Daniel Ricciardo for company on row 6. Nico Hülkenberg starts 13th, and Marcus Ericsson 14th, out qualifying his teammate Charles Leclerc for the first time since China. Leclerc starts 16th with Stoffel van Dorn alongside him in the McLaren. Esteban Ocon and Sergio Perez, two Force Indias, knocked out in Q1 for the first time since Spain in 2015. Sergei Sorokin is last on the grid because Lance Stroll starts from the pit lane after they changed his front wing and couldn't change like for like. So the only man in Formula One history to take 6 poles at 6 different tracks. Lewis Hamilton on pole position then. It's lights out and away we go. Hamilton gets away well from Valtteri Bottas. Kimi Raikkonen now slipstreaming behind Bottas, trying to attack him. Great scrap between Hartley and Magnussen. Hamilton leads into turn 1. Raikkonen hasn't gained that place. Bottas is second, Raikkonen, and then comes Sebastian Vettel. Max Verstappen comes after that after making up a couple of places at the start. Is Vettel going to challenge Raikkonen, go around the outside in turn 2? Yes, he is. He's got great momentum going round there, but Valtteri Bottas hangs on the second place. Kimi Raikkonen down to 4th.
Vettel feeling pretty racy, isn't it? Great start from Verstappen, as you pointed out, making a good place up the inside of turn 1 as well.
And Fernando Alonso on his birthday making up places at the start as well, as Hamilton leads then from Bottas and Vettel and Raikkonen. Verstappen, Gasly, Magnussen is 7th, Sainz, Hartley, Hülkenberg, and then comes Alonso. Hülkenberg making up 3 places and trying to challenge Brendan Hartley going into the chicane.
It certainly fixed the problem for Verstappen. He's right back in the game now. No traffic between him and the 2 Mercedes and 2 Ferraris, so that very much brings Red Bull into play. If they can show the kind of pace and tyre longevity they did through free practice.
Ricciardo has had a poor start and has dropped down in the Red Bull as Hamilton makes his way round the final corner then to complete the first lap of 70 here. And what's the gap out in front between Hamilton and Bottas? It's exactly 1 second. 9/10 back to Sebastian Vettel. Then comes Raikkonen, Verstappen, Gasly, Magnussen, Sainz, Hartley and Hülkenberg in the top 10. Charles Leclerc is out of this race in the Sauber after finishing 15th last weekend in Germany. He's out with what looks like a mechanical problem. Is that on the pit straight, Martin?
I was just looking at that. I thought, is that on the pit straight? If it is, it'll need some kind of safety car, but probably not. There's no yellow flags out.
What's happened to Verstappen?
Mate, no power, no power.
Yep. Mode 1.
Mate, really?
Oh, not another power issue related problem for Red Bull. Last time out it was Daniel Ricciardo with an exhaust problem, suffering from a loss of power or feeling a loss of power. This time at Hungary it's Max Verstappen after a terrific start. The Red Bull is out of this race.
He could have been such a factor later on as well in the Grand Prix. And what do the team do? They buy these engines in from Renault, and they just don't seem to be fit for purpose.
Can I not just go ahead and care if this engine blows up? Mate,
Okay. Stop the car, please, on track, Max. Stop the car, please.
What a f***ing choke all the f***ing time with this shit, honestly.
And we are going to have Kimi Raikkonen coming in now for Ferrari.
You forgot to connect the drink first.
Yes, confirmed.
Is the drink, is it on now? Okay, I have no idea.
We forgot to connect, Jimmy. You will not have the drink, sorry.
Is it on or not? The drink?
No, Jimmy.
Let me know.
No, you will not have the
No, it's a switch on or not?
You mean the slow button?
No, is my drinking, is it emptying the bottle or not?
No, Jimmy, no. You will not have the drink.
information
Bottas
coming
pits.
soon. Yeah, so Bottas pits to cover Ferrari's attack with Kimi Raikkonen, soft tyres going on. That's a much better pit stop for Valtteri Bottas, who was stationary for half the time that Kimi Raikkonen was. Ricciardo's closer on this particular occasion. If you've come out from behind your sofa, well done, because here he goes again, down the inside, Daniel Ricciardo. Magnussen gives him the space once again. That's brilliant defending there from Kevin Magnussen. He's made it very, very tricky, but he's not made it impossible. But is he now going to have to concede? He's going to lose the battle as round the outside goes the Australian. Magnussen on the inside line has power out of the corner, but not enough power to deny Daniel Ricciardo another place up the order, and from 12th on the grid he has now moved himself up into 6th spot. For Sebastian Vettel, who is now 8 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton. He's taken half a second out of him in that last lap. Here goes his teammate Kimi Raikkonen. Raikkonen on Gasly after pitting. Kimi Raikkonen is up now to 4th place. Hamilton leading from Vettel, the gap 6.8 seconds, and he's coming in to the pits lane. The crew rush out to get ready for him. Sebastian Vettel will round the final corner and will continue now as race leader. Hamilton stops. It's the soft compound tyre that goes on. 2.7 seconds, not a bad pit stop at all. He'll come out in a nice clear gap as Hamilton then, 21.5 seconds that pit stop was completed in, comes back out onto the racetrack ahead of his teammate Valtteri Bottas.
They still can't get these softest of tyres to work, can they, Renault?
No.
It's a problem, been a problem for the last few races. So Hülkenberg pitted onto the medium tyre. Hartley instantly pitted.
There goes Ricciardo. I thought he was a bit too late to have a go. I should have thought twice about that. Pierre Gasly's the latest to get eclipsed by the Australian, who's on an absolute mission this afternoon. He is up to 5th. That was the target from his Red Bull team, and he has now got past Pierre Gasly to make that top 5 target. Kimi Raikkonen now coming into the pits, so a 2-stop strategy for Kimi Raikkonen. They pitted him for his first stop on lap 14. Valtteri Bottas went a lap later, and now Kimi pits once again. Where's he come out into this race? Well, he's ahead of Pierre Gasly. He'll come out in 5th behind Daniel Ricciardo. So our race leader now pits with 31 laps to go in this race. Sebastian Vettel now comes into the pits. Lewis Hamilton rounding the final corner, goes past our commentary box. Vettel stops, ultra-soft tyre. It's the front left that was sticky, problematic once again.
Look for Bottas. Now it's all about where's Bottas, and I think it cost him too dearly.
Well, there is Valtteri Bottas. He's blasting down the main straight. Vettel comes out now. That slow pit stop has cost Sebastian Vettel a place in this race. He's gone from the lead by pitting back out onto the track into 3rd spot. He might just have made it with a more regular stop. He's not got one Mercedes to overtake now. He's got 2 to overtake if he wants to win this race. And finally, Daniel Ricciardo is going to make his one and only pit stop, or what should be his one and only pit stop in this race. On his marks, he stops, ultra-soft tyre goes on. That's what they practice over and over again during the course of a weekend, and when they do, they make it look so easy, these crews. 2.2 seconds, Martin.
Brilliant. You see the 2 hands coming, one either side to steady the car on the airbox as well.
Everything is...
I love that. That's very Formula 1, isn't it?
Yeah.
2.2 second stop.
No, Stoffel Van Dorn, who shadowed Fernando Alonso, as Ted said, for every single lap of this race, and was running in the points and was doing a really sterling job for McLaren, and on course to score points for the first time since Azerbaijan, is seemingly out of this race with what looks like a power unit related problem, and he's pulling over to the side of the track, and well, he's done well there to find a gap, but can they? No, they can't. It's a virtual safety car being deployed here. He couldn't really turn it into and off the track and through that gap. So the virtual safety car being deployed for the 2nd time in this race. Vettel seems a lot closer on this particular lap to Valtteri Bottas, and now with DRS he's got a chance, and surely he's going to have to go for it. Bottas covers the inside, Vettel goes round the outside, now switches to try and make the move down towards turn 2, and Bottas is struggling for grip, and Sebastian Vettel seized his moment, and the opportunity has come. Oh, and it touched! He wasn't quite far enough ahead of Sir Valtteri Bottas, and as he tried to close the gap, Bottas went into the back of Vettel. Damage on the Mercedes. Is there damage on the Ferrari as well? Kimi Raikkonen in right on the back of his teammate. Vettel had to make the move, but it wasn't quite as clean as he needed.
Wasn't quite far enough ahead. Be lucky if he hasn't got a left rear puncture. So he is clear of him now, but Bottas trying to break up the inside. And with those fancy mirrors on the Ferrari, Vettel didn't see him there.
Do you want to give us a commentary here? Bottas against Ricciardo. We often bring you in for a guest commentary spot. You've got a whole main straight, and I think an overtaking chance to come here.
He's got to do it down the main straight. The problem is that Mercedes has got even less drag, and you'll see it on the straight. Okay, he's got him teed up. He's going to go the hard way around the outside. I hope he doesn't understeer.
Oh, and they've touched! I'll take over, Christian. That is not how I think you had it panning out. And whilst the stewards are noting the Vettel and Bottas incident, I wonder if they're going to note that incident as well. Big damage to Daniel Ricciardo's car.
And it was the understeer that Christian was talking about, front sliding on Bottas's car. He's got less downforce on his front wing, and he'll have less downforce on the side of that Red Bull now.
Give back the position to Ricciardo because of the touching.
Ricciardo then has another go down the main straight. Is Valtteri Bottas giving that position back? He moves over to the inside. He doesn't look like he's giving that position back, does he? It might happen. Ricciardo's actually going to have to fight for it, and does. I don't think Valtteri Bottas defended as hard as you would expect. The Dutch fans, on behalf of Daniel Ricciardo, his teammate Max Verstappen, celebrate that one as he moves then up into fourth place.
Yeah, I think Bottas has got about as much grip as an old milk float at the moment. His tyres are worn out and his front wing's broken.
But no milk float for Lewis Hamilton. It's a champagne moment for him. He has won 5 times in Hungary before. It's a 6th win in the Hungarian Grand Prix for Lewis Hamilton, who extends his championship lead this afternoon over Sebastian Vettel. A frustrating afternoon for him. Ferrari will have 2 cars on the podium in Hungary for the 2nd year running, but it's 2nd and 3rd. It's not the win that they were seeking. Hamilton has the largest winning margin this season in the championship, and 25 points in the bag on this hot summer's afternoon. He will head into the summer break now with a big smile on his face and a very decent advantage in the championship. The celebrations this afternoon for Lewis Hamilton and for Mercedes-Benz. Ferrari have a fast car in 2018. The defending driver and constructors champions are still managing to stay ahead. Formula One breaks for a few weeks in the summer, and we return back at Spa, where the Ferrari challenge will be reignited, I'm sure. This afternoon, though, in Hungary, it is all smiles for Lewis Hamilton. A 6th win here as he extends his lead in the Constructors' Championship.
So strong.